Yo, what's good, y'all? Your boy Geno. Yo, welcome back to the spot, man. And yesterday I left off with doing the calipers, the caliper bracket, and the coilovers in the back. Today I picked up these. I said I was going to do these next time out, so I picked up the upper ball joints for the back. We're gonna throw those in because I don't know if y'all remember, but these things were. Yeah, they were slamming. They're practically slamming back and forth. So I gotta get those done. So I'm gonna throw them in there, and I ordered them as soon as I can, so I can get them done. I ordered them from work. They literally come the next day. So I got them done, and yo, that's what we're doing today. And hopefully I can attack the next side too. So plans for today: get those upper ball joints on, put the brake line on. Then that side will be done. Then attack the other side. Hopefully I can get the other side all done in the same time. I'll bust it out. I'm just going bust it out. I'm just going to run through it. All right. So y'all, let's get to work. Cool thing about this car has well, not this car in particular, but this series of cars, the Prelude, they come with 4-wheel steering, and they were actually the first cars, I believe, Japanese production or whatever, first cars that got imported to America that came with 4-wheel steering from the factory. So this car is 2-wheel steering, but it's not 4-wheel steering. But you can see that. You can see here that I have a tie rod here, which, you know, for a 4-wheel steering car, this wouldn't look like this. It would look like an actual tie rod, you know. There's something that comes in the back, and it turns this guy here to turn this wheel side to side. So what's cool about these cars is that you know, they have all this adjustment in the back here, you know. So up here we have our camber adjustment up here. You know, we have our tie rod adjustment. Although this is 2-wheel steering, this car is 2-wheel steering, so the adjustment is all there's not much adjustment to be made here. But you know, compared to a car with 4-wheel steering, there's a lot of adjustment there. But my car is just a regular 2-wheel steering, so you know, it's simple. And you know, honestly, I prefer. Let me try and turn this thing. And honestly, I do prefer the 2-wheel steering over the 4-wheel steering, just because there's less moving parts. And yeah, the 4-wheel steering looks cool and all, but I like the 2-wheel steering as a platform. It just makes it a regular car. It's a little too much of that extra shit for me, you know. and tight now. I got the whole car shaking. Yo, she's nice and tight now, man. I got the whole car shaking now. Yeah, boy. Looking good.
Hey, spark that shit up, man.
Yo, so all right, we finishing up over here. I got some of it done on the left side, the drive side. Let me show you guys real quick. Yeah, so I got most of it off. The strut tower bolt, the strut bolt down on the bottom for the low control arm, that gave me hell. I don't know if you guys can see the bolt. Where did I put it? It's right here, man. Look at that bolt, man. Bolt's all rusted. It rusted to the sleeve inside the low control arm, man. It gave me a lot of trouble coming out. I was there for like a good 30 minutes just unscrewing in one bolt. How that sound? I don't really got too many tools. I'm doing this for really basic tools, man. You don't need crazy tools to do this stuff with. Just some tools you need, but You don't need crazy tools, man. So maybe not tomorrow, but the day after, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna take this down so I can take off all the ABS sensors. I forgot to mention it, but I'm doing the ABS delete. So I gotta remove all the ABS sensor. ABS sensors read off of this this wheel right here. It picks up each not the indent but the highs. So it picks up every one of these and it does a ratio. So however fast this is going is pretty much your mile per hour. So it converts that to the mile per hour you get on your speedo. And not all cars use this way. Actually, Hondas, they use they have a speedo cable going to the transmission, and that's how the Hondas get their speed. So this is really just for the ABS. So when you slam on the brakes, so you're losing traction and it kicks in, it knows how much pressure to apply by the ABS ring on each wheel. So if you have ABS 9 times out of 10, it's on every wheel. There's a lot of cars with just front ABS and whatnot. Especially they got drum brakes in the back, but there are cars that have drum brakes with ABS in the back. So this is gonna be my stopping point for today. And yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Geno. Welcome to the end of the video. Y'all made it. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all made it this far. Since y'all made it this far, how about dropping a like for your boy? How about that? You also leave a comment if y'all like. You got any questions for me? Leave a comment, man. We got a lot done today. So we did the whole we finished up the left side, we finished up the right side of the car, put the wheels on, we got the wheel on. I readjusted the coilover, brought the wheel all the way up. I maxed out the coilover as far as height wise, so I lowered it to the maximum pretty much. That's what I did. So put the wheel on there. It looks pretty low. I can't wait to put the thing on the ground with the stock wheels. I know I won't be able to drive it with the stock wheels like that because with the swap I'm doing, the oil pan actually runs a little low on the car because that engine wasn't really made for the car, so the oil pan runs pretty low. I'm planning on getting like a little like a baffle oil pan, and it comes with that extra clearance down on the bottom, so I could run maybe if I want my car a little lower than normal. I don't want my car sitting too high up, but it shouldn't look too crazy. We'll see once we get to that point. But for now, man, shit looks good, man. She's coming along. But anyway, thanks for watching. It's your boy Geno. Peace. Wow.